Let's start with communication. And we communicate on lots of levels, right? Lots and lots of levels. But today, what I'm going to talk to you about are just 3 levels. So we talk to each other, and this is us communicating verbally. We also communicate with our behaviour. And lastly, the deepest form of communication is your energy. It's your emotion. That is what that other person takes on board. That's what they feel. So I'm going to give you a good example here how communication in a relationship falls apart. And communication is one of the biggest things that people come to me with. They're just not able to speak to each other anymore. It's either through periods of silence or they're just bickering all the time, right? So just a quick example here. You might well have had an argument with your husband or your wife in the morning. You both go off, you do your day's business, you go to work, you come home that evening, and you don't want to bring up this argument again. It's the last thing you want to do. So you come through the door and you say, "Hi darling, good to see you." You've said the right thing, right? Good, no problems there. You also behave in the right way. So you give them a big hug or whatever you do, but you behave in a positive, generous way because you don't want to bring up this argument again, right? But you feel pissed off. You're so damn annoyed that they have said this and done that and not doing what you want. That's the feeling that person has now got. They are now left clueless. But she or he said the right thing, but she or he behaved in the right way. And now, why on earth do I feel confused? And this is the start of the relationship breakdown, because we create a great fear here about addressing the problem. We do whatever it is and skirt around the problem. You know, many times you've argued in your life and you're on some tangent, you forget what the argument's about, right? That's what we do. We avoid the big elephant in the room, yeah? But I really want you to understand that that feeling inside of you is going out to your partner, it is going to your business partner, to your client. If you are absolutely shit scared of charging that price, I'm telling you now, that client is shit scared too. Why would they want to pay that price? Whoa, this is really scary stuff, whoa. So we've got to be in alignment with our emotions. Remember, those emotions are stored in that subconscious mind. So if they're not serving you, we've got to change them. So that client, when you're charging those prices, that client thinks, whoa, that's a good price. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. They're not even buying on price here, right? It's your emotion. So, you know, I go off on tangent. I got to get back on. Thank goodness Nigel said to have these slides or I'd be off with the fairies by now. Whoa. So we need our communication to be in alignment. So what you are saying, how you're behaving and how you're feeling needs to be in absolute alignment for that message to be so clear to that person. But of course you've got to be clear to yourself. So think about it. It affects so much at home and in your business, right? It is absolutely paramount that you do this, because honestly it affects businesses left, right and centre, and it also destroys relationships. Why aren't we taught how to communicate in school? Baffles me, right? So how do you improve your communication skills, right? How do you improve them? So I'm just going to run through a few things there. I talked about being in alignment, so you can really get into touch with yourself, that when you're saying something, you need to feel it. You really need to feel it, to be honest with yourself. Some other tips here, right? And these are really good tips in business, at home, with your partner, or with your kids. I'm helping loads of mums now who are running businesses, and they've got little kids of 3 and 4 and 5, and they're using these tips, and they work. So if you want something done, you need to be assertive and use the word I. Come from the word I would really like you to empty the dishwasher. I would like you to pick up your clothes from the floor. I would like you to tidy your toys. I would like this project on my desk at 10 o'clock. I would really like to hear from you by 11 o'clock tomorrow. It's a very strong statement. And what this does is it stops that other person feeling that you're telling them what to do. No one wants to be told what to do, right? No one. If you go around telling someone what to do, they already put up the hackles. So we break it all down and start with the word I. Have a core statement. And what this means is, what exactly is your message? Get super clear on what you want that person to know. Because if you aren't clear yourself, I'm telling you now, you've got zero hope of anyone else having the faintest idea what you are on about. So get really clear what the message is. I want the dishwasher empty tonight at 7 o'clock, not next flipping Tuesday, right? Get super clear on what it is you are asking. And in that sentence where you are coming from the word I with your core statement, do not justify. I can't say this enough times, my goodness. I must say this every day of the week. Do not justify. Justification weakens your core statement, right? So never say it at the same time. If that person says, well, you know, why have you said that? Or what's all this about? It's then you can explain your reasons for, but never in the same sentence. And the biggie here above all, which I believe everybody's trying to do, is to try and change someone else. You want to try and change their opinion. You want to try and change their views on something. You want to try and change how they see you or how they see something going on in business or whatever it is. Everyone's trying to change everyone else. But we're not into that game. Why? Because it's impossible. You can only change how you see yourself, which in turn changes how you see the world and those other people in your life. So come away from trying to change that person. It also, what it does in our good old subconscious mind here, which is what we're changing, it also signifies to yourself that you have failed, because every single time you try and change that other person to speak in a certain way, behave in a certain way, show up in a certain way, now you've failed. You actually erode even more of your self-esteem, so you feel even worse. So don't do it. Really be conscious of it. Really be conscious of it, honestly.